Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay,
Just
cool.
2 for both of you. 1 each.
And they never got filled.
Okay.
Welcome, guys, to NCB, NeverComeBack 001 with Lauren Rose. Miss Lauren McKenna. Went to high school together. We go way back.
We have a lot of lore.
A lot of lore, a lot of history. I was doing in Colombia to kill time, like a digital diary. So I did like months, like it's like a month per slide. And I was going through and it was like junior year of high school, like our anatomy class.
Oh my gosh.
All of you, it's like you, Macy.
I forgot you were in there.
Selby,
Yeah.
Sierra.
That was like everyone in our friend group.
Yeah.
That was actually really fun. Do you remember the minks?
Yeah. The second.
Because Selby, Macy and I were in a group, and Macy and I we were vegetarian at the time, so we refused to do anything. So we would just watch Selby.
Yeah, and that was my only B in high school, and I think it's because of y'all.
I got a C. That's the worst grade I've ever gotten.
Was it an easy class?
Yeah.
But we were
not focused.
Chatterboxes. I was going back and I was like, wow, this is, you know.
But it's low-key the class I remember the most. So.
It was a fun class. It was, I was going through, because I had to use my photos as like my like history guide reference. And I was like, why is there so many photos from biology or from anatomy?
We were having a good time. I remember we were literally like juggling in there, like.
It was so
anything
fun.
But anatomy.
Anything but anatomy.
It was fun though. The good times.
The good times before where we're at now.
I kind of miss it sometimes.
Did you know at that point like what you wanted to be, what you wanted to do?
I mean, since graduating high school, it's been a lot of different things. I feel like everyone goes through that. But I knew the whole time that something to do with the arts and music. I think junior year, I was still wanting to major in music in college. And I didn't know exactly like what I wanted to do with it. But I've always wanted to release music since I was little. I just didn't know if I wanted it to be like my main career or like a side little thing. And so I like junior year, senior year, I was gonna major in music. And then I applied for a ton of music schools. And I just like senior year I suddenly was like, I don't want to go to any of these places. And so I did a gap year. And then just completely decided to like do something else. And then like went to study media. I still wanted to I wanted to work for musicians, like kind of like what you're doing, like creative direction and that kind of stuff. But I realized I was like, no, I gotta do music. Without it, I was like depressed. Like I didn't do anything musical for like 2 years, I think.
But do you think that gap year is like pivotal to where you're at now?
I think so for sure.
Because you were international. Did you go
yeah,
to Korea?
I was in Korea. Yeah. Well, I had a gap year at home, and then I went to Korea for almost 3 years. So there was like a while of like not that much music. Yeah. But I feel like if I hadn't done it, I would always have the thought like, am I doing the right thing, you know? Because I always also wanted to travel and like go international, and I don't really regret it. Like especially now that I'm like doing okay. I feel like I did have a moment when I came home where I was like, I'm too old now, you know? Which is stupid, but you know, like, you can feel like that with the music industry because you see all these like 18-year-olds that are already like so famous. Like Olivia Rodrigo was so young. And I was like, it's too late now. But then I was like, oh, who cares? I'll just try.
Yeah, well even like Lorde was like, what, 16?
Yeah.
Pure on.
There's
I've been like
so
getting
many
into
little
that
ones.
again, and I'm like, she was so young.
Yeah, a lot of them are so young. But then I started like, to make myself feel better, I started like researching people who started older and are doing like so well, like in their 30s, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, it's fine.
When I feel like post 2000s, like our generation, it's like once you graduate like high school, you're unk.
Yeah,
like
literally my fans call me unk, which I think it's funny. Like I'm not offended. I kind of encourage it, but
last year at my work, when I was lifeguarding and at Uptown at the thrift shop, it was like a ton of high schoolers, so they call me unk.
You're like, bro, I'm not that old.
I'm like, I'm not even in my mid-20s yet.
We don't even look old at all.
No, people in Colombia are like, are you 18, 16?
Everyone
24.
thinks I'm like 19.
Which
18.
You know.
It's a good thing.
Good for us. Good for us.
In the future, that we'll be especially grateful for that.
Yeah, but it's funny how it's like social media makes time. It kind of exaggerates.
It does. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, I thought like, because I'm 24 right now, I thought that was like so old in high school. And now I'm there and I'm like, okay. I'm
It's
like
not
a
that
baby.
different.
Yeah.
It's not that different. Do you, let's see, from that time, those gap years like in Korea and at home, the songs that you have out so far and that are in the vault, is that a lot of that from that period?
I think like everything I've released so far is from that period, except for the Christmas song.
Okay.
So the first 3, I wrote all of them like while I was in Korea. I think so. I think I wrote
lyrics and
everything. Yeah. I mean, I wrote like my process is like I start usually on piano, and I write like the song and the lyrics just on the piano, and then I ended up like writing the strings, like violin and everything, like years later, like when I came back home. But I did have like the full song completed, lyrics and everything. I think I like changed a few things.
Okay.
But yeah, I wrote a lot of songs when I was in Korea because I wasn't in any like musical ensemble. Like growing up, you know, I was like a choir kid, like the worst case of choir kid. I think senior year I was in like 3 choirs at Santa Fe, and like that's all I ever did. And then I didn't have like anything or like no community, and so like in Korea, like whenever I was angsty or just like I couldn't sleep a lot. I don't know why, but just like in Korea I couldn't sleep very well, and I found like a little room with a piano that just was like randomly on campus, and like no one was ever in there, and I would just go in there at like 3 a.m. and just write these songs. So I wrote all of them in this like random little, on this like really out of tune like kind of crusty piano in the like college campus.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of the night. So
that's sick.
That's where like half of my songs came from.
How many songs do you think you wrote in that room?
I mean, it's gotta be more than 50. Like, I feel like it's a lot.
That's insane lore.
Yeah, and like some of them aren't finished, but I mean, I'm working on an album and a lot of them are from there.
That room.
Yeah.
That's so cool though. I feel like it's that lore of like that little space where it's like you just find your zen.
You find your spot, yeah.
Creatively.
And I also like, it had mirrors, so I'm a dancer, and so I would like go dance in there, dance some, then like write
into the songs.
Like just like
just
to any songs, like dance. Honestly, dance is like the thing that really gets my creative juices flowing. Like oddly enough, like, and like also it's like more of an emotional release than music sometimes. I think just because you're like using your body. So I would go in there and like dance, and then go to the piano, and then dance and piano, like back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect balance.
Yeah, it's just the artsies. But you know what's sad? I went back to Korea last May, and it had been like 1.5 years since I left. They redid that whole building.
Really? They got rid of the room?
It's gone.
So
I was like, that's evil.
Gives it more lore though.
Yeah, it's gone now.
It was that moment in time.
True.
And now it's gone. Forever.
It's like I left and then they knocked it down.
It served its purpose.
Like a year later. Maybe I was like the last one. I don't think I was the only person that went there. Yeah.
Well, it's funny, like at university, there's like these little, because they have so many tools to like help you out. But like even at OSU, there was like in the library this like little room to go sew. It was like a little sewing room outside of the lab.
Yeah.
And like I used it once with a friend to finish a project that we did together. But it was like no one was ever in that room.
Yeah.
And it was like this like aesthetic little room in the library, like $100 off, like you would rent it out for a couple hours online.
I just love it.
But nobody like that. No one in my major knew about it. And it was like, well, if design major's not using it, then who else? You know?
Yeah, I might as well.
Because they never tell us about it, so it's just funny those like little niche like subcompartments.
Yeah.
Like at universities for the arts that just kind of like,
I love
you
it.
just find them and find your purpose
it's your
there.
spot. That room, like, apparently you were like supposed to rent it, but I always use like the, I don't know Korean, even though I did, like I literally read the sign and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to rent it. But if someone like came in and they had rented it, I would just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I had no idea, which is like kind of bad. But like in general, there was like no one in there. And I mean, it's not only like musical lore, like I brought like friends in there, like people I'm like not really friends with anymore. Like, there's a lot of lore with, like, people, too, like, hanging out there, like, 3 a.m., you know, like, in the middle of the night. So I was, like, kind of sad to see it go, but, like, you kind of put it in a nice way. Like, it was, like, it served its purpose in that time. Yeah.
It's a chapter. Okay.
Lots of music there.
So, based off, well, before I get to this, so you have 4 songs out. Chills.
Yes.
Mystery Life.
Stuck on my mind. For Christmas.
For Christmas.
Yes.
What was the order?
It was stuck in my mind. Mystery of Life, Chills, For Christmas.
Do you have like any favorites now? Like least favorites? Is it too soon to kind of?
I actually do. No, I think my favorite is actually the Christmas one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
I love the guitar on it.
Yeah, the guitar is like little.
It's kind of reminding me of the guy who just died, who made the Driving Home for Christmas. Have you heard that song? The English?
I don't know if I heard it.
Oh, you would love that song.
I need to listen. Well, for me, like the Christmas song was like, when I heard like the end result, I was like, high school Lauren would like freak out if she heard this, because like the quality was just like really high, and the process of making that was also like incredible. I worked with the producer Mitch Bell, who's like, he's like genius. Like he has so much experience. He's like, I think he's in his 40s. Hopefully I'm not like he's like 20. I'm like, he's in his 40s. But we like, for Christmas we went to his house. He has a home studio, which I love home studios because they're comfy. And we recorded like with just the bassist and the drummer and then vocals. And then we went to the UCO Jazz Lab to record on the Steinway like grand piano. It's like probably like $100,000, but we got to use it for free. And my like jazz piano instructor, I hired him to play on it. And like we ended up not arriving there until like 11 p.m. And we were supposed to go from like maybe like 4 p.m. to like 10, but we ended up finishing at like 4 a.m. And there were like technical difficulties, and like it like took a while to get it together, but then like we were all like sleep deprived but in a very like artistic mood. Like I feel like some of the best things happen when you're like exhausted, you know? And so it ended up being like a really wholesome experience, just the process. And I was like honored to work with these people because they're like really good musicians. Everyone that was like on the tune. And so I would just heard it and I was like, yeah, this is like all my training has like went to this moment. And I loved all my songs so far, but I feel like it almost like raised the standard a little bit more of like the musicianship that I can like put in the songs and like detail, you know?
And that's so funny, like with the Christmas song too.
I know, it's like what a random Christmas song.
So was it like 12 hours to record then? From like
I would say
like
so. Yeah, I mean we actually had to come back the next night and record violin until like 1 a.m. Like everything like took a long time, and I'm not used to that. Like I'm kind of the person like just like wants to get things done, and I kind of learned through the process that like art is not like you don't rush it. And I think it's because like the producer I worked with, Mitch, he's like very detail oriented. I don't know how to speak, but he was like again, and in the moment sometimes I was like, oh, like, I'm so tired, but then it was like so worth it. Like listening to the end product. So it was like kind of a learning experience for me too.
For sure, and I feel like you don't never like want to rush things creatively. But deadlines are like so important.
Yeah, it's
to make
stressful.
sure you get it done.
Yeah, especially like when it's not like in a class, you know, there's not an assignment on like whatever you use, but it's like you need to do it.
Yeah. To
keep traction going and like keep creating. So I set deadlines like for myself. But that can stress me out sometimes. Like, I might like rush the song.
Or like abiding to them too, because you can easily put it. Like that's with this. My thing is like I've been telling everybody.
Yeah.
Like everybody and their mom. Like
when
they ask what I'm doing, like the magazine.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those things. It's like if you tell everybody about it.
Then you have to like.
Then you have to.
They'll ask about it.
Exactly, and you're like, oh, you know.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like
me with the album. I'm like, I'm working on an album. It'll be there. I swear.
Oh wow. So speaking of the album, so I looked at your numbers, at least on Spotify. 1,777,405 total streams.
I actually haven't counted that yet.
As of today.
I thought it would be like just like 1 million. That's like almost 2 million.
Almost 2 million. Crazy.
I didn't even realize that.
Monthly listeners 224.7 thousand.
As of this morning. I did see that.
As of this morning. So I mean, that's just on
that's
Spotify,
crazy.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
Because I listen to Chills like all the time. So like I know.
Do you use Apple?
I use Apple.
Okay.
I saw you change the cover.
I did because
it looks better.
I thought about it,
looks
as a
better
whole.
when you look as a whole.
Yeah, and I loved the other picture. Like I honestly like the picture itself more, but as a whole, I was like, oh, that
As a
looks
unit,
good.
it's more cohesive.
Yeah.
I agree, because I looked at it too, like your artist thing, and it was like the 4, and I was like, oh, that looks a lot better.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're kind of out like farther away in all of them.
Yeah, and it's like very like kind of crusty. Like I don't know the word, like lower quality.
Film,
like filmy,
vintage,
but
yeah.
So I like switched it, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that. I love that picture too.
No, it was fun. And that's why I like want to do a lot of this in film too, because
Yeah.
it kind of
I love
matches
film
your
so
aesthetic.
much.
And I'm so glad, we got to, because only like 4 pictures we took from that shoot.
Yeah, but they were so
good.
good.
They were good,
Yeah.
thankfully. Yeah. So great numbers. I mean, for
Yeah, it's
4 songs,
crazy.
there are a lot of people who would die for those kind of numbers.
Yeah, it's actually
Off the gate.
insane. And I like started releasing like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of abnormal, I think.
Do you see that as more as like validation of your work, or like as a pressure, like imposter syndrome kind of thing?
Kind of both.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because most people don't consider that. Like that you can start to feel like stressed out by it.
By success, yeah.
Like I think I'm like not like I can be like kind of like ooh, like fate, like things are meant to be. Like I get in that like mindset sometimes, and I kind of felt that with how these songs were doing because I'd been like putting off doing this for like so long. Like I could have released in like high school if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had songs and resources, but I was like really scared, and I like dropped the first song, and then it just like mostly because of like TikTok marketing, it suddenly did really well, and it felt like oh, like everything I've worked on my whole life has like led me to this moment. Like all the training, like I'd worked really hard on music, you know, and so I felt like really encouraged in that moment. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. But I was also like freaking out. Like I remember like I couldn't sleep for a few nights because I was like anxious. I was like, what's happening, you know? And I started to like settle a bit more into it. But I do think I get this feeling of like there's definitely more pressure now. Like, okay, now people are waiting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if they hate this song? And I think I feel a lot of like time pressure. Like, okay, I need an album, like, or I'm gonna fail, you know? Like, I get really, like, these really extreme thoughts about it. Like, if I don't do this, like, I'm done for, my career's over. So I've been trying to, like, you know, calm down and, like, focus on the art more than, like, the numbers and all those other things.
How long do you think is too long?
Like, to wait?
Between albums per se, or...
I think, like, this is based off of, like, what I've been asking people. They recommend, like, 6 weeks in between. Yeah, and, like, you can stretch it a little bit more. And that's more just, like, for, like, the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Because, according to what I've heard, like, the streaming platforms' algorithms, they, like, will pick up on your traction. And they'll kind of, like, push it a little as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you don't release for a while, like, you'll see, like, someone will have, like, 1 million listeners and they don't release for a year and they're just, like... It like goes down a ton. So I think it's like 6-week frame-ish for that. And then also it's just like if you have fans, you want them to still like be eager.
Engaged, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't lose their attention.
But say for the album, I guess, when do you, at least as of now, tentatively want to drop that?
I think end of February.
Oh, so it's
yeah, so it's like it's in the works. We're almost done with all the recordings. And then after that, I just like we should finish that like in a couple weeks, and then after that, I'll just be like doing like the art covers and like promo, like preparing and all that. But I know this is the first time I've done an album, so I'm like, I don't know, like, cause some people will like promote it for like 3 months, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then part of me just like wants to get it out.
Just drop it.
Yeah, I think I might lean towards that.
Okay.
Like promote it for like a month and then just.
Can you give any like hints or like the name of the album or the themes or anything?
Okay, well, I can give like...
This might be out by the time the album is out, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so we're talking about it, but...
Who knows? But I can say like an overall like kind of sound of the album is like very live sounding.
Okay.
So it's like we recorded it in a live room, which is like quite different than how most people record nowadays. Like almost every artist you listen to, they're probably recording like one instrument at a time. And it's really produced, like really locking in, but I got like 7 musicians all at once, and we just played all together and recorded it. Mm-hmm. And so it has like kind of like a live version sound to it, except that is the like
that's the sound.
Original version. And yeah, so that's like I feel like kind of unique nowadays. So I feel like that will be really cool. And it's like it doesn't have like that perfected sound like that a lot of music does. It has like, there are some like little mistakes, but that's just because all the live musicians, and I kind of like that actually. And then like the hint for like the title is like, think of a hug.
Think of a hug.
Yeah, that's the hint.
Okay.
If this isn't out by then. Think of a hug.
We'll see how fast, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll try and be on it. Think of a hug.
Hug
And that's
vibes.
fun too, because I feel like with a lot of like I'll say overly produced, but like kind of layering tracks and whatnot, sometimes there's certain songs, as someone who goes to concerts a lot, that I appreciate a lot more once I hear it live.
Yeah,
versus like the
true.
studio version. I'm like,
That's so
oh,
real.
like,
Yeah.
It just, the rawness, I'm like,
Live.
oh yeah, I'm like, oh, I kind of
Yeah.
get what you're going for, but sometimes it kind of gets like overproduced sometimes, so
Yeah.
it's like
It's
more
like
standard.
totally different sometimes.
Yeah.
In studio, which is like kind of cool in itself. But actually like Chills is going to be on the album, and I recorded all the others in that same session. So that's kind of like a sneak peek of like the sound. Like Chills, like
I love Chills.
we edited like almost nothing. Like that one was like, honestly, it was crazy because that's very rare that you like get such a good recording. Like we redid some vocals, because when you're recording vocals for a whole day, it's like, by the end it's like, you look at me too. It's like horrible. So we redid a lot of that, but other than that, like nothing. Like it's just like some reverb and all that stuff. So that's kind of like the general sound of how the album will be.
It's so
as well.
fun.
Like Chills.
Yeah, because I mean, from the demo you sent me to the final, it was
Not that different.
Not that different.
Yeah.
The ad-libs, you added the ad-libs.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the ad-libs.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Is that like your go-to ad-lib, or do you have like different? Because I feel like a lot of artists have like kind of, you know, like certain ad-libs that they use, you know what I mean?
I don't know about like the actual notes, but like I do like to fill in with like very jazzy, like scatty like ad-libs rather than like runs. Like a lot of like popular, you know, like jazzy vibes rather, and then like a lot of layers I think on it. I love layering like harmony. Yeah, but I don't know if there's like a specific ad-lib I can think
Not
of.
yet.
Yeah, maybe there will be. Or producer tag.
Our producer
More
said-
Rose on the track. You give me. That'd be like so out of place with my music. Lord Rose on the
Maybe, like,
track.
an interlude
Maybe.
or an outro.
I've been wanting to make an interlude for the album. Just
I was
piano.
gonna say, do you? Because I feel like your style of music, those artists typically don't use interludes. It's not as common,
Well, I was thinking like classical interlude,
like just classical music.
like just piano. Yeah.
See, so I'm reading a book right now called The Rest Is Noise, and it's about like the correlation of like history, what was happening at the time in history, and like basically classical music. And so it's interesting because
So
it's like
cool.
it talks a lot like in scales, notes. And I can't really read music, so sometimes it takes me a while to read because
You're
like parts I'm like, yeah, I'm like, But I think of you and Robbie because I'm like, well, y'all actually know how to read music, so y'all would probably appreciate it a lot more. It's like a lot of like, famous composers.
I need to read that because that's literally what I'm studying in school right now in music history. Is like the history and then what resulted from it.
When it's so because talking about like Nazi Germany and like the composers from those like during the Nazi era, and they're like Stalin's like regime and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, sound like at the time it's like, oh, it's propaganda, but then it's like, well, they're still their own people and they weren't necessarily agreeing with it. So it's kind of interesting, like through the music, like, and they were also like have these standards of like.
It's really cool.
Sometimes they're like, this isn't music. This isn't what we want.
Yeah, it's like crazy thinking like a song that we made now, like they would have like burned you at the stake for it. They'd be like, this is the devil's music, like in the olden days. It's so weird. And like that's something I've talked about a lot is like music made during Nazi Germany. There's like, you can think about it a lot, like there's people that also discuss like not even performing it like anymore because of like the context, like propaganda. Like I think a famous like choral one, Carmina Burana, I think it was composed like for like the regime, and like people perform it like all the time. But there's a lot of conversation about it, so it's like interesting to learn about those things.
It's it has a lot of nuance for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely, it's not black and white by any
No,
means.
but it's interesting.
What? So obviously you like are familiar with a lot of composers and whatnot. What are your favorite kind of?
My all-time favorite is Tchaikovsky, and
Russian.
Russian, and he did a lot of like ballets. I think I like him because his music, first of all, is like very whimsical, which I just love in general, and like romantic sounding. He also did ballet, and I grew up doing ballet, and so I'm just familiar with that kind of music. And he's just like, I just love it. Like, I think Tchaikovsky, like a lot of people who make my kind of music like love Tchaikovsky. Like his music is just so like melodically like it's perfect. It's so good.
It's so good.
And then also like Chopin, who's like, I think he's from Poland. I hope I'm right. And he's known primarily for like his piano compositions, I think. And like everyone likes Chopin. Like anyone that does classical music, like he doesn't have haters. Well, he probably does, but like now that I've met, he's also like very romantic. I mean, the era was literally called
Romanticism.
Yeah,
is that
romantic
your
era. Yeah, by far. Like,
by far.
I also like 20th century music, but romantic is like by far my favorite for classical.
For classical. Yeah. Do you like any American composers, or is it more?
I would say like when it comes to classical, like I really just listen to like European, like Western. Like I probably should expand that like more.
But I will say, your like more contemporary music taste is a lot more like Oriental.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
yeah, like I actually don't listen to that much American music, at all. I do like I do listen to like a lot of film composers, iconic like John Williams, like the legends, Hans Zimmer. But like other than that, no. I listen to like, if you look at my playlist, like a lot of Korean music.
Yeah.
And it's just like the exposure, living there. I like heard so much music and I like fell in love with it. I already liked it before I went there, but it's just like my taste like expanded. Yeah.
Because I was looking to see which artists we had in common that I could like bring up, and Chet Baker was like the only one.
Yeah.
And it's cool because he's from Oklahoma.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy? Yeah, he's one of my favorite like jazz artists because like he was so like minimalistic. Like his singing, like he's barely singing, Like his singing album is just like, it's relaxing, right?
It's so good.
It's like, you'll fall asleep. It's also like really eerie though. Do you feel that vibe from it? Like depressing almost.
Yeah, there's a lot of melancholy in it.
And I think it's like he had like a rough time. Like drug addicted.
Yeah.
They all did, but all the jazz
There's like a slight tension to his music.
Yeah, sounds kind of sad.
But it's just, whenever one of his songs come out, I can always recognize, because it's like the quality of his recordings are all very cohesive.
Yeah, and his tone, and then like trumpet as well. Like this is my favorite thing about like singers that also play instruments is that they kind of sound the same. Like the way he plays trumpet is very similar to how he sings. Like the phrasing and like very light, like minimalistic. Like he doesn't do anything crazy. So like I notice that a lot with like people that play more than one instrument, which is very cool.
So when you write music, are you thinking of how the public is going to interpret it, or are you making it like, I like it, if I like it, then that's all that matters?
That's like, I think that's been like the battle I've started having now that there are people waiting, is like I value like just art like in itself, but it is, you find it hard to like do that when like people are like waiting, like to only think about the art when like people will have opinions. But I feel like that's something I'll adjust to with time. But like for this album, like I have some songs that are like a little different than what I have released, and I have been nervous. I'm like, what if I lose fans? Like this song's kind of weird. It's like artsier, and I'm like a little nervous, but I'm like, okay, who cares? Like I wrote it and I like it. It's my art.
So I'm curious. So I've been into a lot of like rock lately. Stranger Things Pipeline.
Yeah.
Just cut through that, and it's funny. A lot of rock bands are kind of struck by the curse. I feel like it mostly like involves this genre, but obviously it involves some other artists. Where it's like their first album is like their best, and then it kind of like they struggle. Like that sophomore album really kills them, or it's hard to surpass the impression you set with the first record.
Yeah,
is that something you think of, or you're scared it might happen to you, or?
I'm actually not too worried about it because like I think like as you like continue to make your art and it like changes or gets better or whatever, I think that like your fan base will adjust and you might not be like as viral, but you'll still have people who like really appreciate it. And I would rather have like people who really like my music than everyone just like bandwagon, like she's viral right now, you know. So if I release music and it changes, rather than like forcing everyone, the same people to keep listening to it, I wouldn't mind like the crowd kind of changing with it, you know.
For sure, and I'm always one to like, I love when artists like grow and each album
Yeah.
sounds different and they're not the same because
Yeah.
it's showing
It happens a lot.
daring and challenge. And that's usually when they get a lot of backlash. Is like, oh,
Always,
like,
yeah.
you changed it. Like, why doesn't I like your old sound better? Like, I
Yeah.
like this new sound.
Exactly.
But you have to like reinvent yourself. I
Yeah.
feel like as an artist.
And I've thought about it a lot because I like the music I'm releasing right now, like when I sit at the piano, it's what tends to come out. But I also am like a person that loves like the challenge of writing like different genres. And I've written a lot of R&B, like very different than what I've been releasing. And so I've been thinking a lot about it, and I thought like eventually I might want to release like an entirely different project, like under like a different artist name. And I like started realizing like there's no like rules, you know. Like for a while I was like, oh, like I'm gonna have to only do this music, you know. Like now that it's like doing well, like this is my thing. And then I was like, I can do whatever I want. Like who cares? Because then you think about like, I think about like artists that like I really like idolize, and they've done that, and like yeah, they got hate, but like.
What are some examples?
Like for example, like I was a big like Chance the Rapper fan, and I wouldn't say it's like drastically different, but like he turned to a kind of more wholesome, you know.
Yeah.
Like his album became like really like gospel influenced and like kind of religious. And like I loved what he did. I love his old stuff, his new Logic too. Like he had a total like rewrite. Like a lot of these people that I actually don't listen to them that much like anymore, but I like respected it. Like when they did those like shifts in their art.
Shifts.
Yeah.
One for me is like Rosalia.
Oh
And
yeah.
everything, like Motomami to this one is
Yeah,
like,
it's
completely
insane.
different.
I love it though.
But it's like, and obviously,
Yeah.
I think Motomami is a lot easier to listen to than her new record.
Yeah.
But it's like there's such a big like step up. I feel like artistically.
Yeah.
And like the classic, like, and the focus on classical composition and
Yeah.
the
It's
collaboration.
so, and she sounds really good.
She's great.
Like, I read that she was like classically trained, which checks out because like you can tell.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, like she's up there.
She went to that one school in Spain where it's like only one person can get in or something, and it's.
I don't know about that. I gotta look that up.
I've done some research on her. She's like
That's
the whole
crazy.
thing, but she's like for me like one of the most inspiring like
Yeah.
artists.
I just love like artists that like build, like they're not afraid to like do things.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I feel like the artists that I really idolize are like a lot of those like jazz dudes, like Chet Baker. I'm loving like Herbie Hancock. I don't know if you've listened to him, but he's like. But a lot of these dudes like, they weren't pop stars, right? And they were very like strong-minded individuals, artistic. They just did whatever they want. Like every album is like totally different half the time. Like Herbie Hancock, like he started off just doing like jazzy dude stuff, and then he got into the like 70s technology, and it sounds very different, and like it's awesome. So I feel like those people are the most inspiring to me. Like they just never cared, you know.
Do you ever plan on using like synths?
I do. I don't think like, I'm not sure what I'll do with like Lauren Rose, like the artist name and like, you know, like the business. I almost call it a business, like Lauren Rose, but I'm considering like doing a duo project with my boyfriend actually. You know Magdalena Bay?
Yeah, the Australian band.
Yeah, they have like Killshot. That's their most famous.
I saw them front row ACL.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure,
They're so
right?
good. It's a couple.
Ocean Alley.
I think so. I don't know. I only listened to a few of their songs.
Wait, no. I'm thinking
Is
of
someone
Ocean
else?
Alley.
Oh, okay.
But I
Well,
have heard.
Magdalena Bay, they're getting really popular, but it's like a couple, and they like they just made this name and they release like synthy music, and me and my boyfriend have been like, we call it cooking. We've been cooking a lot, and it all like every time we work together, it ends up being like synthy pop, like totally like synthy, very different. And so we're thinking about like just recording a ton together, and then once we have a lot, maybe like doing a separate project, like at the same time.
Name or something.
Yeah, like just totally different.
I'm trying to think. Who did I just? Or the Favors? Have you heard of the Favors?
I have. I'm not super.
Phineas and Ashley.
Oh yeah.
I saw them.
Like duo project.
Yeah, and I saw them at ACL, and I was just like, oh, Phineas, I know Phineas. Let me check it out. So good.
Yeah, I love
So
when people
good.
do that. They do like different projects.
With different people, yeah, and just switch up the names.
Yeah. And like I've been a little insecure about the thought of it because like I've gotten like hate comments accusing of like not having like my own sound.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you're like really a musician and you understand it, you know like people have like so much like these really good musicians could do any genre. Yeah, they could do anything they wanted to.
It's more like qualities
Yeah,
that
like
make up you than like a
yeah, and you just want to be genuine to what you're working on.
Mhm.
But like there's plenty of people who they do like every genre. And like that's what I lean towards because I just like writing everything. Like one of my dreams is to write a whole musical someday.
Mhm.
And like I want like Sarah Bareilles did that and she's like when I was in middle school she was like my favorite artist. She wrote like a whole musical The Waitress and it's like iconic now. Like that's like one of my dreams is like I don't want to restrict myself to just what I'm doing right now, you know.
Yeah, like multiple mediums and
Yeah, like just go crazy. I don't know. I want to write for film too. Like that's another dream. For a movie, that'd be so cool.
What are your favorite movies? Or kind of movies?
I like rom-com.
Oh really?
Like, or like the most like heartbreaking movie you can ever think of. Like every movie that's like ends up being my favorite, like someone like tragically dies in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I just love it. Like I love this Korean film 20th Century Girl. I can't say any spoilers, but it's very sad. Okay. It's like romantic comedy, but with sad ending. So I feel like that's typically what I like. And I'm really big on like the cinematography. Like it can like not even be the best plot, but if the shots are like beautiful, like I love it. Yeah, and that one has like beautiful cinematography.
Well, and I feel like too with it's kind of funny because I feel like with those kind of movies, like you need a dramatic, at least a decent film score.
Yeah, or it's kind of
visual audio score. Yeah. To go along with those scenes.
Yeah, or it's really just like empty. Music is like
it's huge for film.
So important. I watched like Five Nights at Freddy, like the second one last night, and like me and my boyfriend afterwards, we were talking about like imagine it with like without music. It wouldn't have been scary at all. Like
especially horror.
Because the jump scares they like build up the you know, but without it would have just been like laughable, you know. So like music's really important for film.
I've really been wanting to watch Citizen Kane because I hear that
seen it.
It's like an old iconic movie, but they mentioned it in the book, and I just from the collages they used to make, I have a lot of like Citizen Kane like cutouts. Yeah. But they just talk about how like the film was like really like obviously there's a lot of like innovating cinematography, but like the film was a big part in kind of like in making the film. Like the director said like half of this is the film, the score. Keep on saying the film, the score of the film. Yeah, the score. All the elements, but I need to watch. Are you like into movies a lot? I go through phases. I go through phases where like in 2 weeks I'll watch like 10 movies, like, back to back to back, and then I won't watch any movies for like 2 months, and then I'll like. That's how I am. I have phases with literally everything in my life. But I'm trying to. At the start of this year, I made a notes to basically writing down every movie I watch, trying to really just track my life more like. So when I'm older, I can like, cause I look back on it. But like I feel like the PowerPoint and like just these notes where I'm like writing down all these like habits or things is like I feel like the actions are more accurate representation of who I am versus like writing down how I feel. Cause there was like moments where I like notes from in the past where I'm like writing and I can't even read it. It's so cringe. I hate it. I'm like I'm so emotional and sad and I've went through a lot of journaling phases. I actually was wanting to do the same thing this year where I have a thing for like books I've read, films I've watched, and I feel like it's like partially like just so you can like first of all I have a horrible memory. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to tracking. Yeah, time. So I will literally be like, wait, like what did I watch? Like I won't remember, and so I can look back and like remember, and if I want to rewatch something or like share it with someone. Or just like, I don't know, writing things down feels nice too. It does, yeah. It's like satisfying. It is. It's like just written so like, I watched this. It's more timeless. Yeah. Actually, like, I want to have like children someday, like, I don't know, one, like adopted or not, but I thought about like making like a journal with like all of my favorite movies and songs and stuff to like pass on to them. Because I feel like that'd be so cool. Like, I would have loved that if one of my parents gave me something like that. I mean, yeah, I feel like I make all these things and I'm always thinking of like who's, because you make it for yourself ultimately, but you always have the thought in the back of your mind of like who's gonna see this eventually, whether it's like friends.
Yeah,
or
like if you pass away and
because
it's
that's
there.
yeah, and it's like that's like the document, and that's why I think that activity kind of thing is almost funnier because it's like it's vague, so it kind of like it's like okay, this is what was happening, but it's open to interpretation of like how they were feeling. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just like written there. It's like okay,
Yeah.
you can kind of connect the dots.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
OKC. What are your feelings about Oklahoma City?
OKC. I have like lots of feelings because I've been here for a while. Like
Mhm.
other than going to Korea for 3, like generally here.
Yeah.
But like I have a lot to say. Like it's just like obvious. Like I don't want to get too political, but like politics, like not my thing. Like what's going on here.
What about as an artist? Do you think it's
As an artist.
is it limiting being in Oklahoma?
No. Like I think the musicianship here is like really great. Like I've been working with really cool people and like the quality of my music is high. And there's like plenty of opportunity to like meet people. I think the hardest thing is like performances. Like you can be kind of limited. Like let's say like I'm actually moving to LA in August and there's just so many venues and like my type of music in OKC is like not that common. Like I low-key can't think of any other like small artists here who's like doing like more classical inspired. And like I feel like a lot of the venues here are focused more towards like rock on or like dancing, like energetic, you know?
Yeah.
And like country, energetic. And a lot of time I feel like I don't really fit into the scene here. It's not that the scene is bad, it's just I don't know if it's the right one for me.
Do you think there is a scene here?
I think so, yeah. There's plenty of people who are like making full living, like paying their rent. Like someone I knew in high school, Josh Fudge, do you know? Have you heard of him? He lives in Tulsa, but he's like making a full living, like doing the music thing, like releasing and all that stuff. And he likes being here. I think it's just like depends on like what kind of like genre you're wanting to get into, because like the difference is like LA has like literally every single genre, like you can find anything, whereas OKC it's definitely a bit more limited.
When it's like the chance to get, would you sign to a record label?
That's like a big thing to think about, because I'm leaning towards like no actually, because at least for now. Yeah, also like I just want to like I want to do my own art thing, you know. I don't want it to get weird. There definitely are some labels that like are not gonna rip you off. Like they actually care about like the artist. But I would say for now, like probably not for a while, because I've watched a lot of videos about it, and like even like artists that are like Leve, for example, she didn't join a label until she was like doing pretty well. And I think it kind of gives you like the upper hand.
Leverage in the contract talks.
Yeah, in the contract. Sure. And I'm at a point where like I'm pretty like vulnerable. Like if someone like I actually have had people reach out to me, like quite a few, and like sometimes I think they like might be fake.
Probably.
But I had like one like actual label, and I can't remember the name, reach out to me, and I was just like, no, like it's tempting, but like I know like now's not the time for that.
Yeah, I don't own the rights to your music.
Yeah, like
and money
and they take a lot of the money. And like I'm not even making that enough now. Like I don't want them to take more of it. And like the main concern is like how much control do I have over like what I'm releasing, you know? So I feel like maybe in like a couple years I'll consider it. The main reason I would like consider it is like because like they can just help you a lot, you know, like planning tours, and like one of my dreams is to record like a full symphony orchestra. Like, there's no way I'm making that happen, like, by myself. It's, like, expensive, you know? So, like, they have the resources, but I think, who's the person who doesn't have, who never, is Chance?
I can only think of rappers, yeah, like Chance.
Chance the rapper never joined a label.
I think Logic also.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's signed, but I think he's independent now.
Yeah, so there are people that do that, and you just, like, build your team as the years go by. And then you can do big things once you have the right people working for you. So.
And a fan base.
Yeah.
Because if they're, you know, like, supporting you financially, then you can use that.
Yeah, so.
Invest in.
My goal is to go labelless as long as I can. Or maybe forever.
Last question.
Yes.
Talked about a lot. Last question. What's, like, your biggest goal?
Biggest goal? Like, if we're talking, like, what I want to do next, I think, like, touring, for sure. Like, even just, like, a tiny little tour, and I'm actually like planning that right now. So that's like kind of like the short-term goal. but I think like long-term goal is like very like broad. It's just like to make like a comfortable living off of like doing what I love, you know, like music, and like just doing like art and not giving a crap.
Having a sellout, yeah.
Yeah, just doing it and like not stressing about like paying rent, like just like doing what I love, and like I can like pay for my child, you know, and like enjoy life. Like I'm not concerned about like I need to be like this famous or like whatever. I'm more concerned about like
Money.
just stability, but like doing what I love.
That's how I feel.
That's like the dream, you know?
Yeah, I'm just like
for artists. It's like, okay, can I like survive doing this? Like that's the dream.
Yeah, it's like literally like 40, 50K, and then you're like good. You can live comfortably.
Yeah, like I live in an apartment my
counts.
whole life. I don't care. Like I just want to like do what I like
Mhm.
and not have to like. I don't want to end up in a situation where like I can't do it anymore.
Mhm.
So like that's kind of my goal is to just like work towards that.
And then yeah, it's like once you get to that too, it's like you like what you're doing, so there's no such thing as like retirement or
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? At least like when I think of like what I want to do, I'm not thinking I don't want to retire. Like I want
Yeah.
to work until I die, but granted that I'm doing something that I like doing.
Yeah, cause like if I'm doing music, like I'll never stop.
Yeah.
I can't imagine I'm like 16. I'm like, alright, I'm done now.
Well, people, I feel like usually that's when people start running away, like they die once they stop working.
Yeah,
Once you
yeah.
stop using your brain, you lose it.
Yeah,
So I feel like you just have to, as long as you find things you're passionate about.
yeah.
You
It's
can be like
such a
smoking
dream.
cigarettes and drinking alcohol and being like Winston Churchill
Yeah.
was like lived to be like 90 something.
Yeah, why did they
It's
live
crazy.
longer, low-key?
And he like once he dropped out, then he died like 2 years
He's
later.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it keeps them alive.
It does.
Like,
It's purpose.
I say to everyone, like, they're like, why did you choose music? And I'm like, it chose me. Like, I know that sounds cheesy, but like, I literally mean it. Like, I tried other things, okay? It didn't
chose
work
you.
out. Music chose me.
I like that.
And so, like, that's what I'm doing. I'm riding with it. And so, yeah, like, my dream, my goal in, like, dreams is just, like, this is what I can do forever.
Forever.
Yeah. Forever and ever. I don't want to do anything else.
Same.
So,
Same with the
yeah.
Well, cheers.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to the interview.
Cheers to art. Cheers to art.
Thanks guys for tuning in to NCB Never Come Back 001.
001.
I feel like if people got this far, they're probably like hardcore Lauren Rose.
Yeah, like
fans.
if they're watching this long, thank you for supporting.
Okay. Signing out.
Peace. Oh my gosh. I'm choking on my water.